morning and welcome to the Lady Do build. We're on the weekend again. It's Saturday morning, about 7 a.m. I'm trying to get out here earlier. I can't make a lot of noise until 8 because I don't want to upset my neighbors. So I'm going to be doing some welding. I had to cut last weekend a little short. The wire that feeds through my MIG welder fused itself to the inner liner, and I didn't have a spare, and I thought I did. So I went and got me 2 more liners that I can get back to welding. And while I was looking at that, I discovered I was low on welding wire, so I ended up picking up 2 more 33-pound rolls of wire. Wow, have prices gone up. Last year I paid $82 a piece for these. When I went and picked up these, they were $132, the same roll. So it's like, they go quite a ways. I actually expect that this will finish the bulk of the steel, including the bottom plating. So I'm done buying it for probably quite a while. Once the hull is done, I'll probably switch back, well, let me explain this wire. This wire is a Lincoln E71 Elite, which has a flux core and gas shielded. It's specifically for ships, building ships. Well, not specifically, but that is one of the purposes of this wire, is to build ships. So I've been using that ever since the keel, when we ran into the problems, which, you know, there's an episode on keel, and you see some of the problems we ran into on that. So we ended up switching to this, and we've been using it ever since. Once the hull has been built, once I got the bottom plating on and the interior soles in, which are the things you walk on, not floors. Well, in houses they're called floors. Boats are called soles. Anyways, once those are welded in, I'll probably switch back over to the solid core, less expensive wire, because it's not really shipbuilding after that. It'll be welding on tabs or little things that I forgot, you know, as we're going today. Anyways, so today's plan is to get the welder put back together, get a new liner in it, and finish welding up the hose pipe, which I wasn't able to finish. The chain stopper came in, so I'll be able to get that mounted onto the boat. There's some questions on that. I'll figure it out as I go along. And the last piece of the stainless to make that a fair curve going from the windlass down the pipe. Right now it's a sharp angle, and that'll never work. But I got that other 3/16 stainless elbow. I'm going to cut it and use it to make a smooth transition on that angle. So let's get started. I guess it would help if I turn on the shielding gas bottles. Huh, gas. Amazing. That's what I get for starting welding at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I mentioned that the chain stopper came in, and this is it. Basically what it does is this points forward. The chain will feed out. You pop this up, the chain feeds out, you drop anchor, you get it where you want, you got your scope out, then you flip this over, and it will jam itself in between 2 links, and I'll get a piece of chain to show you. But to get everything in a straight line, so I don't have any weird humps in the chain coming from the capstan through this and out the hose pipe, this needs to be about an inch higher off. Well, it's within hundredths. It needs to be an inch off the deck. And I got some of this 1-inch plate that I used for lots of stuff. Anyways, I think what I'll do is it's got kind of a ragged edge on this side. I'm going to grind this back to an angle, round it off, smooth it out. Do the same thing over here. It's 6 inches wide, so I figure I'll do about 8 inches long. That'll help spread the load of this thing across the deck. Even though I got 3/8 inch, I'll go ahead and weld this thing on. Then I don't know if I want to just weld this on, or because that would be stronger. Welding it on would be stronger, but replacing it would be bigger pain. I'd have to cut it loose, grind it, weld on another one. And I'll have all the gear on board to do that in the future if I want to, but I don't know. The other possibility is it's already drilled and tapped for screws. I could drill and tap the 1 inch for those screws, but 4 screws to hold the whole load. I don't know. First things first is I got to get these get this thing set up, and then I'll decide whether I'm going to drill and tap it. The other thing I've decided is before I was just going to put a split here and then open up one end to match the 4-inch pipe that's going through the deck, the hose pipe. I think now all I'm going to do is just cut it this way on both sides, remove this part, and weld that on so that it just goes around the corner. I'll round these and make it look nice, but I'm going to go over my grinders and such. So most of the grinding I use or do anymore, I do with these big Nikitas, and I got 2 of them, and they're beasts. I can't grind enough to where it starts bogging down. They are some powerful beasts. You put the right grinding wheels on these things and they remove a lot of metal. For smaller stuff, I've been using these DeWalt's, and they're excellent, actually. I know that in all makes, they make a home version and they make a professional version. And I get the professional versions because I work the heck out of these things. These are several years old and have been through hundreds of grinding discs, and they just keep on going. I got this rigid a while back, right after I had, I don't remember. It was the second one after I bought one of these. I bought one of these. This thing, doing the same work these do, this thing lasted about a month, and then just smoked. Flames came out of it, the works. I sent it in and got it repaired, but I've never been as impressed with this one. From day one, the bearings in it aren't near as good as the bearings in these. These, you get a little bit of vibration out of it, but not too bad. This one, your arms are numb from the vibrations within a half hour. It's just hideous when it comes to vibration. And it doesn't matter what I put on it. I can take all the wheels off and spin it up, and it vibrates like crazy. So I've relegated this one down to just wire brushing stuff because it's pretty light duty work for it. But I'll never buy another rigid again. That's supposed to be the professional model, and it's garbage. The DeWalt's, I have a set of the 18-volt DeWalt's that I bought back in 2003, and they're still going. No, wait a minute. One of them did burn up. I'm trying to remember which one. And I lost the radio, big whoops. But the other 18-volt tools, I remodeled every room in my house with those. I've worked on this thing with those. They just keep running. And, maybe the newer 20-volt stuff, 20-volt DeWalt's are as good. But my old 18-volt stuff is still kicking. They're still doing great. I have to replace batteries, especially if I leave them out in the freezing weather. But they keep running. But you got to make sure you get the professional version, not the home version. Well, if all you're going to do is home stuff, get the home version. You're going to use them twice a year or something for, 2 hours. And they'll stand up and last you quite a while for doing just that. But out here on the boat side, no bueno. I burn them off. This is a 3D printed prototype. I was telling you last month, or last video, about the Anker windlass controller costing $1,000. This is going to be mine. I'm going to have full control with up, down. It'll count the chain going in and out. I'll be able to have multiple stations, so one on the flying bridge, one in the pilot house, that has a display showing you what the chain out is, and a switch that goes up or down, you know. Then there's going to be a couple of buttons on this, which I forgot to print out. But one button is going to be anchor up. And what it'll do is it'll latch to on. This is a momentary switch, meaning you have to hold it for it to keep going. The other button is an anchor up button. And what it's going to be is you push it and it just keeps reeling in the chain until the chain out says 0. Then it'll stop. Last thing that's going to be incorporated into this, which I've got it all on a bench and I'm bench testing it and having fun with that, is I'm going to have a little remote control with an up and down, so that I can be anywhere and go up and down. Now the auto function, where I just push anchor up and it brings it in until it hits 0, I can start that, but I want to put, or I've written the code so that I can go stand out on the bow and watch that thing come in, and if for some reason the counter's off slightly and it hits and it's still trying to pull in, I can hit the anchor up button on my remote or anchor down and it'll stop the auto function immediately. So my costs have gone up a little bit with the little remote and some of the little features that I'm putting into it. So instead of $1,000, now I'm right around 220 bucks. And more features. Anyways. It's only 10:30, and it's already too hot to kneel on this steel without burning my knees. Okay, that did me in. I'm calling it. It's too hot out here. See you in the morning. Well, good morning. It's Sunday morning, and I'm back on the site. Last night, I guess I was tired because when I was cleaning up, I busted my camera. So this is like the third camera I've been through. I'm currently on another busted one, and it's duct taped to the tripod. So I think I'm going to go for a GoPro this time, just because they're supposedly stronger, more rugged, and being I'm blowing through them as bad as I am, I better get something stronger. So there ain't going to be any more video for Sunday, just because I can't keep this thing taped to a tripod. But I wanted to do 2 shout-outs. One is Carl and Cassie at MV Dauntless. They're building a 25-foot fiberglass boat from scratch. So you ought to go over there and check them out. It's a pretty good channel. And for some reason, which I don't understand, they don't have very many subscribers. Another one you might want to check out is Finn Sail. It's Mattis from Finland. He's a buddy of mine. We've been talking for years. Anyways, he's got a pretty interesting channel too, but he's just doing repairs and maintenance and sailing on his. Anyways, go check him out. I am going to do some grinding. I took off early yesterday and left all the grinding because I was just done. So I got to go finish up that, and hopefully by next weekend I have a new camera. Best I can do at this point. Have a good day.